everybody, I'm Amy Brown and this is Author's Corner. I'm here with author Richard Allen, who has recently released his book, You Need to Know. It's available on Amazon Kindle right now as an ebook. Pylancias Publishing is the publisher, and hard copies are available for purchase. Hi Richard, welcome.
Well, thank you.
What inspired you to write this book?
Thoughts of my life that I was having, it was negative, and I'm thinking, where did this come from? Why is this going on? And I kept thinking, why? And I keep a lot of it back to my childhood life on certain occasions. And the more I got in tune and what was happening in my mind and why this stuff is going on, I started putting it out on paper because it was so powerful, and I wanted to remember it, and then the book started.
How did you come up with the title?
You need to know, because I needed to know. And through the whole book, I believe that you need to know and choose your direction, either evil or good. And I pray that a person, when they lay the book down, would choose to change their life on certain things that they have in their life that is not right, that they know it's wrong, jealousy or yelling or screaming or anything they have in their life that is actually against them. They need to change for the next generation. And they needed to know, because I needed to know, and I feel that we're all humans and we all have a certain amount of thoughts in our lives. So I thought the book would really catch people's eye. You need to know.
Is there a message you want your readers to retain?
Absolutely. It's so important. It's so proud of your life when you find out. And I believe when you read the book and you read and you choose which direction you want to go, and I pray it's the good way, that what you change, you can help. You cannot help the generation that you were raised up on, but you can help your generation and prove and change that's not right, so the next generation can hear you, your children, your neighbors, everybody around you. You change from what to the good on certain things in your life, and then they can change. They need to know. You need to be in tune with it. Just like when you buy a different kind of car, all of a sudden you see them, boom, they're everywhere. The cars are always there, but you bought this kind of car, so your eyes are in tune in that. You need to be in tune in your life when negative comes in, or you screaming or something, and you know, I do this all the time. Quit it and stop it, and for you will not pass it on to the next generation, especially your children, because they'll pick it up and they only know screaming, and nobody taught them the peaceful way of answering a question. They did not know that. We need not bring that to the next generation.
Are the experiences in your book based on real life events or someone you know?
Most of it, who I know, and the ones I brought up the highest in life are some of the heroes in the good side.
How long did it take you to write the book?
About 3 years.
Wow. How did you come up with the storyline and the characters?
Growing up with friends and the way they were, and I just brought that up, and the storyline is that I just felt it kind of like it was kind of a little bit my storyline, and I was always choosing right and wrong, and I praise God that I always chose right. I started putting things down on paper. It just seemed like it was starting to mushroom into a family, and one thought after another, and the storyline came about.
Who is your favorite character in the book, and why?
John Jay. John Jay is a man of concern on everything he does. It's just amazing. And that's one of my friends. John Jay's got martial arts in there. He's a wonderful person. He's a credit to the book, and everybody that read the book would like to be a John Jay.
So if you had to do it over again, would you change anything in the book?
I probably would like to make it longer, but it is what it is, and I'm very satisfied with it, and I believe the message is there for anybody that wants to receive it.
What was the toughest thing about writing this book?
Well, toughest thing writing this book was dyslexia, tongue-tied when I was a kid, I have some, I still have some. No schooling. All 3 years was tough writing it. Probably thinking, well, if you can't spell and read, how'd you put it out in a book? I didn't. I put it on a recorder. My wife suffered through it, and a couple friends helped me put it on paper, and then eventually it was a book.
So what was the easiest thing about writing the book?
Nothing. It was all rough. My putting it on a recording, and then having my wife and other people typing it, and going there to try to have it a book and stuff, and then an experience of making a book. It was rough.
Is there a particular audience to whom you were writing?
Everybody. The book could be laid down in a household, and grandma could read it, grandpa, the children could read it, the parents could read it. I think it's food for thought and the mind to help each and every person in their life on their concentration on their life and the generation to come and their lifestyle. And when you read the book, I really sincerely feel, because I felt it, that how important we are in life for ourselves and the next generation.
Who edited your book, and how did you choose this editor?
Well, it was really funny. I going to the printer and asking questions and stupid ones and something, they couldn't get it together. I got so disgusted with it. A bunch of paper, and I felt it was valuable. I felt that the book was going to, it had to go out there in public. I just felt it, and I just so concerned. And just one day, this man walked up, David Nisbet, and he said, "What do you got?" And I showed him, and he put the book in the pages and eliminated certain things because I repeated it and all that stuff. And he just put it together in a beautiful, beautiful way. The man is very talented in many other ways. I'm proud to say that David is the one that put it together for me.
Who would you consider to be the lead character in your book?
The lead character in the book is a family, and it's the Wilson family from 3 generations on their cattle ranch, and how they raised their children. And then the last generation of the book, how beautiful the children are, and how I feel that the readers can feel the beautiful children, how they're raised, how they handle every situation in the book that would be a blessing to them, and they'll know they'll want to change their life for the next generation and feel how important they are in life, the Wilson family.
So let's talk about those lead characters. If this book were a movie, who would you choose as actors or actresses to play these lead characters?
I would love to have John Jay played by Brad Pitt. I would have Chessa played by my granddaughter Chessa. She's beautiful. I think she'll fit the movie fantastic. I think the movie, if it's presented right, I think it'd be a credit to the world.
What is your favorite positive saying?
In the book, I would really think of, as far as passing on to the next generation, which I believe most of the people do, they answer the phone, they say, "Hello," or when they see somebody, "Hello," and you know, what a terrible way to start a conversation. Hell to your loved ones when they call. We do not need to pass that on to our next generation. I say, "Have an eye," or you say, "Good morning," "Good afternoon," anything beautiful, but not hello to pass on to the next generation.
What is your favorite book?
The Bible. Started out for years on a tape deck, reading the Bible, and I listened and followed along. And I can read the Bible because of concentration, and that's it, the Bible.
Can we expect to see more books from you in the future?
Ooh, absolutely. I already got 11,000 words to my next book, which is titled You Need to Know Book 2. And it goes up to 1920.
Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And there you have it. I'm Amy Brown, and this is Author's Corner. I'm here with author Richard Allen, who has recently released his book, You Need to Know. It's available on Amazon Kindle right now as an ebook. Pylancias Publishing is the publisher, and hard copies are available for purchase. We wish you a great day and success in all your endeavors. See you next time.
So you've read Richard's book,
Yes, I
and
have.
how long did it take you to read it?
It didn't take but maybe 2 or 3 days.
Okay. And that was in your spare time. I mean, you
Right.
didn't sit down and read it cover to cover.
That's true, yeah.
Okay. What do you think the main message was of the book, or the main impact of the book for you?
Well, it was a great read, and the story was great, but what really hit me was the need to raise our children in such a way to prepare them for life and to make them responsible. And I think it's a great message for today's world. I think our culture, our society needs it, and it's just a tremendous lesson in how we should raise our kids.
Did you come away with a favorite character or a favorite theme or part of the book, something like that?
The father hired a man to teach his son skills, and I think that the guy that he hired was probably my favorite character. He was a unique individual.
So you wouldn't be afraid to lay the book down and have a child or a grandchild pick it up, huh?
Oh no, it'd be tremendous for them to pick up. It'd be tremendous for parents to pick up. It's an easy read, it's a good read, it's a good story, and a good message. Yeah, I'm looking forward to his second book.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Jim. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. We're here today. We're going to talk a little bit about Richard Allen's book called You Need to Know. And you read it a little while back.
Yes.
And so tell me generally, what did you think of the book?
Actually, I think it was very enlightening.
Do you remember any of the characters from the book? Did you
my
come
gosh.
away with a favorite character? Or?
Well, I liked the mother, the one and maybe I shouldn't say, but in this next book, the mother's in there in the beginning, naturally. And that's going to be a great book, so everybody has to see that one too, or read that one also. Yeah, I liked her because she was kind of reminded me of my mom. My mom was like the old-fashioned type, You had a lot of respect for your mom, and your mom was the person that was there, and you knew when your mom said something, you did it. And she knew exactly how to run things, and I think I liked her the most.
What do you remember as the main thrust or the main message of the book?
The faith that a lot of the people have, and they talk about Christ and and the church and everything. Reading the book opened my eyes a little bit towards that kind of stuff too,
That's
that I
great.
didn't really have in me.
Yeah, I think that's the wonderful thing about the book. I think it's going to do that for hundreds of thousands of people. I really do.
I hope so, because Richard has the goodness in his heart and everything, and he believes and he has the faith, and he makes you feel that way when you talk to him or when you read his book. If you really feel that way yourself, so that makes me feel good about it. It's a great book.
Well, thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to say about it? Or about Richard? Either one?
I can't say enough about Richard. I love Richard, and I've never seen the man upset or down. Or if you're upset and down, trust me, when Richard comes by the hallway and he goes, forget it, you're not down anymore. He gives you the blessing of the day, so to speak, and I look forward to that. When Richard comes by, I have to smile. I love Richard, and he knows how to bring it out in his book. He really does. And the next book is going to be just as good.
That's great.
My husband bought me a Kindle just a couple weeks ago for my birthday.
Oh, all right. Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I'm just getting into it now to see what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to go home and look up Richard in the Kindle.
My name is Ray Diamond. Westerns are not my preferred genre, either literary or television or anything like that. So I did it as a favor to Richard, to read the book, that is. And I was impressed by it. I mean, it was a very straightforward, very no-bones telling of a great story. And that kind of impressed me. What impressed me most about it, of course, as I mentioned in my review, very akin to Jack Webb's Dragnet, or his other show, Adam 12, where you were given just the facts of the case, and it just went straight to the heart of the story. Not a lot of prose, not a lot of elaboration. It was a story that could have been much, much longer, but it was in a nice, compact little package.
How long ago did you read the book?
Well, I read the book, I want to say, it'd be about 4 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was right after it appeared on Amazon that I had purchased the book, and I read it in one evening. I think it took me a total of 3.5, 4 hours to read the entire novel, and so it's very easy reading. It's very reader friendly in that respect if you don't have a lot of time. It's very, very akin to what they call a novella, where you have a whole story that's in a relatively short span of pages.
And did you come away with a favorite character from the book?
Well, that's kind of hard to answer. I mean, there were some that I liked. George, the emancipated slave. He's the one that fascinated me the most. I mean, I know John Jay is the hero of the story, and he is a unique character in his own. And Richard did a good job of teasing us, if you will, with wanting to know his characters more.
What did you come away with as the overall theme, if you will?
Well, I think for me, the theme that really stuck out more than the others was the need to be prepared, to be ready for circumstances and events that arise in your life, but also to have a good ethical and moral outlook on life. That helping others is one of the keys to living a successful life. In philosophy, it's called a sense of ought. We ought to do something.
Right.
And I think Richard encapsulates that very well in his book. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Richard is going to develop these characters. I understand he has a new work in progress, and I'm kind of pressuring him to let me have an advance copy so that I can see how his characters are going to develop. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. How long ago did you read his book?
I read it last week.
Oh, last week? Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So it's real fresh in
It's
your
real
mind.
fresh in my memory, yes it is.
Okay. What did you think of the book generally?
I loved the book. I enjoyed it. It was very fast paced. The characters were very vivid and real. I enjoyed the Christian message that he gave.
And did you come away with a favorite character or a favorite part of the book?
Well, I'm an animal lover. I like Tripod. And you know, the human characters were all very delightful. The mother and father were wonderful. And of course the children were great. So yeah, I liked everybody.
If you were to sum up the main message or theme of the book, what would you say the main message of the book was?
Good Christian message, family oriented.
So you wouldn't be afraid to lay it down and have your daughter or granddaughter pick
Absolutely not. If I had a granddaughter, I'd make her read it.
it up? Well, that's quite a compliment right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And do you know he's writing another book?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard's been holding out on me. I didn't know.
He's actually going to
Oh, he
write
did.
2 more.
He did tell me there was a sequel, and that I told him that my favorite character was Tripod, and he said the next one, Tripod dies, and I said I don't want to hear that. So. I don't want to hear that.
Well, it spans almost 80 years, so
Oh, okay.
somebody's going to
So okay, well,
move on. Yeah, okay. Anything else you'd like to say about his book?
I just think it's so wonderful. I thought it's a great idea, very inventive, and I'm so thrilled that Richard has succeeded in doing this. I think he's worked on it a long time, and I think he's very proud of it, as well he should be. And we're just all thrilled for him that he's accomplished this, and it's turned out so well. We're just thrilled it's turned out so well.
You read Richard's book?
I read it and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well,
It is a great little book.
it is a nice little book, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It has a great meaning.
And what do you think would be the primary message that his book imparted to you?
In my opinion, I think that the best message that it puts out is brotherhood and sisterhood, being good to one another, treating people in a godly manner, just being decent people and treating each other right, and helping each other, being neighbors, being good, decent folk.
And it's nice to find a book that isn't filled with four-letter words.
Yes.
These days, you know.
Yes.
And it's written very simply. It's a simple and straight delivery.
And that's what I enjoyed so much about it. It's just it's very simply written and very understandable. You know, it just tells everything that he wanted to portray in a very simple and understandable manner. It is a book that your family could read, that you could read to your, kids, that your kids could pick up and read.
Do you remember, or did you come away with a favorite character?
I'm bad with names, so I don't remember names, but I would have to say it was the Christian couple that got killed, the ranchers that got murdered. They were my favorite because no matter what happened, no matter what was said and done, he was always good. He always gave the Lord credit. He always saw the good in everything and everyone. There was nothing ever bad out of his mouth. He just loved everybody and gave everybody the benefit of the doubt. They were real good Christian folk. That's the only part of the book I didn't like, was that they had to get murdered. But it was a good, testimony, the way that he brought it about.
Yeah, in the old days, a lot of good people went down.
Yes.
And a lot of evil people won, unfortunately. About how long did it take you to read the book?
I read the book in 2 nights.
Okay.
I'd come home from work and shower and crawl in bed and read in the bed, and I did it 2 nights, maybe 3. Maybe it might have been 3, because I didn't want to rush. I enjoyed it.
Anything else you'd like to say about the book or about Richard?
I just hope the book makes it well. I hope that it reaches a lot of people's hands. I think the world, the community, people need to read stuff like that, because they need to be made aware of how God intended us to treat one another. That we're supposed to be good, and we're supposed to be kind to one another, and we're supposed to be brothers and sisters to one another and good neighbors. And I hope that it gets out there in the world so the world can see it. There's no better godly man than you find in Richard. He's a very fine fellow, truly loves the Lord, and he's genuine with it. You can tell he's not a phony, which there's a lot out in the world like that. And I just hope he and his book are blessed and do very well.
So you've read Richard's book, and tell us what you remember about it. What was the primary message?
The primary message was what we pass on to other generations, and how important it is to remember what is important to pass on to other generations.
Did you have a favorite character in the book?
Probably John Jay was my favorite character.
And why would that be?
He was so versatile. He was an action character in the book, and I think that was probably the main reason. And he was humble, and he also was a teacher, and he was just a really good character.
Do you remember a particular part of the book that you liked best, or a particular theme in the book that you liked best?
I think the favorite part of the book was when the parents were talking to the children about morals and about sexuality and how to handle that and what to do as they got older, and the importance of chastity. I think that really was probably the best part of the book.
It'd be great if this generation learned even the small part of that.
Yes, yes.
So you wouldn't be afraid to lay the book down on the coffee table and have a child pick it up or a grandchild pick it up or something?
No, not at all. It's a book for anyone. And there's some good character qualities in the book, good morals. Anyone can pick it up and read it, and I believe enjoy the book.
Well, great. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.